Hey, it's AJZulu here, bringing you another Evelynn gameplay video, and we're using the Masquerade skin. A little bit too seductive, and too much personality, if you ask me. But what are we going to be trying in this game? We are trying to get high CDR. We'll be getting the Boots of Ionia, which gives us 10% CDR in both our spells and summoner spells. I've gotten the Intelligence Masteries to give me an early 5% CDR as well. So around in the early game, I should be having around 15% CDR. And with that, my ulti, which is 140 seconds, which is what most of the community are saying is way too long, will be at around 119. So a bit below 2 minutes, or right around 2 minutes, which after playing this game I find is to be very manageable. Another thing about this game that I'll say is just like, oh, it's gonna be a stomp maybe, and you're just gonna say this build is good when it's just a stomp and you own the enemy team or someone else fucking carried. But not exactly true. In the early to mid game, it's fairly even, and of course we have a Pantheon versus Darius, and the Pantheon is gonna possibly get a kill. First blood, well played by him. But of course Pantheon is an early game hero or champion, and Darius is typically will be strong later on in the game. And Pantheon does not get a perfect game as well. Darius actually picks up a kill against him. He actually gets quite farmed later on, and I make a lot of stupid mistakes in this game as well during the early stages. But with this build that I'm attempting, I still managed to have a comeback and still prove to be useful. So let's go back and look at the Pantheon again. Quite low and it's bleeding quite a lot, but still, unfortunately, because of the bush, and I tried to come in to secure the kill again, and I missed my Q, and I just don't want to give him a kill, so I'm just gonna flash and get out. Quite unlucky that my Q did not hit him. He dodged quite well. I didn't want to just blind Q. I wanted to ward, but even after warding, I missed. In the bot lane, right now, it's also not the best during the early stages of the game, though the CS-wise are fairly even. LeBlanc and Yasuo, yeah, and then I come back around and kill the Darius for the Pantheon to help him snowball a bit more. Nothing too special here, just 2 versus 1, and Darius does not think that I will come back a second round. But Yasuo getting a kill on LeBlanc, which is quite nice, and I'm just back to farming. Sadly, the Amumu, seeing that I was top lane, did the right thing to go bot and get a gank against Twitch. Lux tries to make a return kill but misses her bind, dodges the root, and she gets a kill against the Xayah, which I think Xayah was a little bit too desperate for the kill, and she got a double kill. Well played by her. The enemy was a little bit too greedy on that, because even on the creeps on our side was quite a lot, and I believe Xayah took a lot of minion damage then. I'm still here trying to get as much CS as possible. Amumu is also fairly even on that front. Darius died 3 times now, and Pantheon is snowballing quite well. He is at 2k while the Darius is at 1.5, so a pretty good advantage to the Pantheon. Yasuo LeBlanc is still going it out. I do believe LeBlanc has some kind of spike or advantage against the Yasuo later on, but we'll have to see. I really don't recall, but I thought she did a little bit better in the mid stages of the game. Now I just want to like clear my jungle before going down to gank, and the playstyle that I'm going for at this moment is just trying to get the level 6 invisibility. But whenever someone is pushed up way too far, then I will certainly gank with my W. Pantheon getting another kill again. Good on him. Doing what Pantheons do. Yasuo trying to get a kill. And he's gonna trade. But LeBlanc gets a shutdown. So not the best. Lux gets the bind. Twitch goes for... But Janna is there for a return, and I'm just here thinking, can I do something about this? Lux gets another bind again, but I decide to go in. Sadly, I got into tower range, got hit by the tornado. Just really bad. Really bad play on my end here. Have to dodge the tornado and be more aware of it next time, and walk around, be more aware of its range. But Darius is just trying to farm up, getting his usual items, and this is a 2 level difference, but still Darius is still putting up a lot of damage. Pantheon trying to ulti, misses it, and suicides. I didn't see how he died here, but I did not expect him to die like that. I'm not sure if he could cancel the ulti. I think that I just criticized with League about canceling certain spells because of their charge, but that's for another discussion. Still farming up now. I have my level 6. Gonna attempt to try to find kills around. Gonna go for this. Unfortunately, she dives out, and Amumu is here. Gonna try to ulti out of there. Still gonna use my skills to bait them a little bit. Use my Q. It's just free damage at this point. And Amumu, I think he made the biggest mistake out of all, trying to go for damage instead of just the usual tank Amumu, which I think hinders the enemy team quite a lot. Now that Darius got a kill, since even though Darius did not kill the Pantheon died to the tower, which allowed... Is Pantheon gonna die here to the bleed? Yes, so that's 2 kills, and Darius is now coming back, 3 kills, coming back into the game. So all his death, the 4 deaths, are basically a little bit worthless at this point. And this is where Darius is starting to get a little bit scary, even for me. I know that Amumu must have left to go back to heal, so I'm just gonna counter jungle a bit, get the red, possibly level up at this point, and try for another kill in the bot lane. I kind of made a post talking about like why she has a passive Pantheon getting killed on Darius. Very nice. Just being full HP, Pantheon will have the advantage, but when he's quite low and Darius can like have a longer fight and survive the burst, Darius would most likely win the trade. So Pantheon has to burst Darius down. But in any case, back to Evelynn. I'm just very curious on why they allowed her to have the HP regen, but it's actually very useful to, like, you get low, and then if you are able to escape, you can heal up close to full and then come back in to fight. But I'm still pretty sure that most people would disagree on that design, since they just want her to have full damage and burst people down. Unfortunately, bot lane, they lose the Lux. Most likely got into a tornado. Gonna be trying to aim for the Saya. Saya did a great thing. I charmed her, but I used my ulti a little bit too late. She ultis, dodges my ulti, and she gets away. Great play on her part. I should have used the ulti much sooner, but I'm not sure if she purposefully dodged my ulti or not. But in any case, I got the kill on Janna, and I don't want to really risk with Zia on that much. Had to flash there really bad. The creeps aggro to me and blocked the Q, but at least I did not die. Darius at this point getting really strong, got a decent comeback with the 3 kills, but it's still not yet his time to shine basically, but he's gonna get there soon enough. So we have this duo mid, top lane absolutely free. LeBlanc almost dying. Amumu gets in time, but nice tornado ulti, but it's just not quite enough. Yasuo tries to aim for the weaker, and I'm here to try to help, but it's just too little too late, and I just end up feeding. And now Darius has arrived. 6 kills to 5, triple kill on him. He's gonna get big and a massive problem. Yeah, so I now finished my lucidity boots, and I'll be able to use my spells much more often, but I certainly couldn't fight the Darius at this point, so I had to like focus other champions and get more items that counter him and then try to kill him later. At this point, Pantheon still going to go full damage. I don't know Pantheons all that much, so I won't criticize, but instead of going for like trying to get tanky for the later stages of the game, he's just gonna go full damage as a assassin and just go from there. I decided to go up top, just gonna clear down my jungle like once again. Unfortunately, Amumu went bottom, which I did not see forehand, so I have to just clear as fast as possible. I don't see any of the Darius, so I cannot gank him. LeBlanc is quite hard to gank in the first place, but Yasuo seems to have it under control. Still finishing the jungle item. This gives a lot of AoE to clear the jungle much faster. Now I see the Darius, he's quite far ahead, so I'm gonna try to gank, knowing Amumu was recently bottom. But I'm saying I was gonna come, but I think Pantheon came in a little bit too early, since I have to wait for this pesky 2.5 seconds, and Pantheon came a little bit too close, and then I just finished the Darius off. I think Pantheon just went a little bit too early and did not allow me to set up my W. If he just waited just a little bit more, I'm pretty sure that he would have survived and Darius wouldn't be able to kill or fight us 2v1. Like I charm him, or like I charm him and then he jumps in for the stun, and then as he's stunned, it will allow my charm to like reach his full 2.5 seconds, and then I stack my stun on top, and then we basically kill him from there. Sadly, the Saya got the kill on the Twitch and nice ulti by the Janna, but Pantheon was there for a nice ulti. I think he TP'd here and picked up the kill. But now that I see Pantheon is bottom, shit, I have to like go up top, which is another mistake. Spoilers, this is gonna be a terrible mistake. Darius is already tanking on his own. It's not like, oh, I killed him 1 versus 1. No, that was a 2 versus 1, and I basically secured the kill. And that's like the first mistake. I decided to just walk next to him, and I still don't have my ulti, and I fucking died. That felt horrible as shit. Shouldn't have done that. And now Pantheon is here. He's stunned, but it's not in range of the tower, and he's just walking, and he dies. And Yasuo is here again. He wants a little bit more, wants revenge maybe. Oh, but maybe not. And triple triple. That that sucks. That sucks a lot. 10-6 from a 0-3 or 1-3 Darius becomes 10-6. At this moment, I think I'm not sure about the shot will appear, but he basically just like called easy and was like taunting. I was like, oh, 10-6 Darius. And now he has Spirit Visage against me. Like I'm, besides Lux building damage, I'm like the only magic damage, and he's like building against me, seeing that how annoying I am. So I'm like, fuck. I'm gonna need something. But for now, Lux is being caught 4 versus 1. Almost nothing he could have done. Twitch couldn't get away, and he dies. Nothing they could have done besides maybe just being a little bit more aware, but it's hard. No fault on their own. I'm thinking of like waiting for Yasuo, since we know the Amumu is here and he uses ulti. I thought he was gonna get. So yeah, Amumu not going for tank stats, trying to get the damage, and he uses ulti, so I think he's just missing a lot of his damage and he just couldn't fight me at that point. I see the LeBlanc and wanted the Yasuo to come and help me, but I guess he's too focused on the Darius, and I basically had my next death. Maybe I should have run at that point instead of trying to fight back, but Yasuo picked up the kill, but sadly Darius is going to get a return kill, which I think is a little bit worth, but with this Lux death, very hard to say. Very hard to say. He got the shutdown against the LeBlanc, which is fine, but then Lux dying to the Darius, which is definitely not great. Surprisingly, I would expect the enemy to be a little bit more ahead than us, besides 2k, like more like 4k gold ahead. But again, we're just like 4 kills behind, but this Darius at this moment looks extremely massive. But he has no armor, so he should be weak against the Pantheon and Yasuo, especially with Pantheon going for full minus armor at this point, and Darius trying to go for the Spirit Visage against me and having more lifesteal stats with his Q. At this point, what can I do? Lich Bane wouldn't solve the problem. I certainly don't want to do any auto attack with the Lich Bane at this point, so I decided to go for the Crystal Scepter, the slow. With every spell, especially my Q, if it's not my W to stun him, my Q would do a lot of slow, and we will see that it will be very useful against the Darius soon. But yeah, Darius and Amumu staying a little bit too far, and then they just get caught and just die at this point. Darius right now trying to build more armor item, which I would say he should have gone armor instead of the Spirit Visage as his second item. But in any case, we have Xayah versus the Twitch. Twitch couldn't really fight the Xayah. Twitch gets away from his invis, and Xayah is pretty much all alone. I went down with the Lux to pick up the Janna kill, and the Pantheon is there for the Xayah kill. Darius, LeBlanc, and Amumu, we see them up here, so it's like pretty much safe to get the tower. I don't do any right click damage, so I just want to like zone the Darius a little bit, put the W on him to make him a little bit scared, so he decides to use the plant to get away instead. Since they got the tower, the team did the right choice to fall back. We got tower, no need to push anymore, just fall back, buy your items and all that good stuff. Also with this Crystal Scepter, is kind of respectable AP, giving I believe 75, and just enough HP to just not be all that squishy. Now just gonna clear my jungle once again, just to keep up with the CS and farm, and maybe I'll go up top to help gank the Twitch. Lux at this point is keeping her eye on the Janna, which I think I'll be trying to follow up at this point. Pantheon has the same idea as well, ulting in. And it's just a very simple kill on the Jenna. She shouldn't be alone. She should be with the Zaya and possibly trying to get the kill on the Twitch, who is all alone. Darius right now I think gave up on the team and is trying to split push, and now he has to basically get away from the Yasuo and Pantheon since he has very little armor. And as we can see, he may be healing, but he's certainly dying to their physical damage. So the Darius being like coming back in the game very well, like 12-5, has died like 3 times without getting any significant kills or winning significant team fights, has lost his his advantage. I just come in for the kill on the Zaya, and LeBlanc couldn't get away from the Yasuo, who roamed back mid. So good movements on my teammates here, and now it's just time to back. I think I'm backing to finish my Crystal Scepter, 300 HP, really good stats right here, and I slow the enemy by 20%, which is great with my Q. There's TP mid trying to catch the Yasuo, but Yasuo is just a little bit too fast and gets away. So now I'm going for Morello Nomicon, 20% reduction, and this will, I believe, bring my level 2 ulti down to about, now it's at 82 seconds from the 110, which I think is just not too bad. It's just about a minute and 20 seconds only. Twitch getting pulled by Darius, has to flash over. I'm trying to roam down mid and help my teammates, but Darius 4 versus 1 simply couldn't do it. He's pretty much inting at this point. He's just throwing his advantage away. At least he gets the kill on the Twitch, but Twitch at this point isn't even that much ahead. I find a Mumu here just now, just farming, and just charmed him and basically kill him, since he himself is not going for any tanky stats, only get 300 HP from Rylai's, and he just basically dies. A really big mistake on his part. But yeah, I used my ulti for that part, and now it's just like 40 seconds left. No need to use my charm on the Janna, just gonna kill her with my damage on my own, and I don't even have, and Yasuo gets to say a kill. So now we're 5k ahead of the team now, since basically the enemy is just throwing their advantage away. There's at this point, and I charmed him, and now he's slow by my Rylai's. Sadly, the Pantheon dies to the bleed, but at this point, this is where I really love it because of this. Rylai's purchase all on his own, just trying to kite this Darius. Darius tries to pull. I miss my Q, which is pretty shameful at this point. But my Q now is just also really low cooldown. Lux kiting him back, Yasuo going in for the kill, and now we just go in on him 3 versus 1, and I have my ulti back again and secure the kill. And Darius at that point couldn't really do much. He doesn't have his dead man's play for his extra movement speed. He only got Randuin's. For some reason, well, it's understandable since we have a Yasuo with 100% crit, so I would say Randuin's is needed in almost every single game. But yeah, so with this going for the 30% CDR, her Evelynn's W is at 8.3 seconds. This is at 6 seconds. Pantheon going from behind again. I'm going all with him. Gonna go for the Janna, but Pantheon is like, fuck the charm, but I'm gonna go for it anyways. Janna did a nice ulti to push him away. I finished the kill on the Amumu. Amumu is just really not that useful at this point. And the LeBlanc dies. Again, the Darius. Back at it again. And then it's like, just gonna slow him. I use my ulti to try to get away. Twitch at that point is just shooting for free. I charm the Darius, and then he's just slow and he just goes down, not being able to do much. At this point, I just want to taunt back at him. Just like, oh, it's so easy, right, Darius? Trying to be all cocky and stuff. But yeah, even if Darius tries to go for the Twitch who was hitting him for free, I would have just been slowing him instead, and the Twitch would be kiting. And if Darius runs after me, I'll be running back, and I'll still be able to cast my Q and slow him, and Twitch would be hitting the Darius for free, which is all good. I still must give big credit to the Pantheon as well. Just going for Black Cleaver, and now he has Dusk Blade, just going for that full damage. And just like picking his ultis in the right position as well. Instead of being right on top of the enemy, he decides to like be in the back lines. And Zaya at this point inting again as well. Just trying to 1v1 a Pantheon, which is not a smart thing to do. Maybe it might be possible with a Janna, but even then, I highly doubt it at this point. Pantheon is extremely farmed, while Zaya is quite far behind. Darius again trying to go for the kill. I get my charm against him, but this part is just a little bit more messy. Lux goes for the ulti. I goes for my own ulti, securing the kill on the Amumu, and then now I'm going for the LeBlanc, and the Pantheon Yasuo secured the kill against the Darius. Zia wasn't there for the fight because she was dead, and now we have a free Baron. And now I finished my Morello Namicon. Another great thing about this item in this game in particular is that when the enemy are low, I apply Grievous Wounds to them. 35% HP when they're low. Grievous Wounds for 8 seconds, which goes with my ulti as well if they're 30% below HP. It kind of just goes hand in hand a little bit. Right now I just want to be invis since I don't push towers anyways, be on the sideline, don't want to be CC'd. Yasuo going in like a madman, so I go in as well, trying to back him up. Amumu going crazy. But at this point we are a little bit too far. Unfortunately, I flash out, but I'm just like, just 1-0. It's just not fast enough. If I had my ulti there, I'll be able to like kite a little bit more, but I think the enemy team would have still been able to catch up with me and kill me. But again, at this point, only 71 seconds cooldown on my ultimate. Twitch going crazy. They went a little bit too ham trying to chase after Yasuo, and Twitch was able to just shoot for free. A little bit of mistake on the plant, pushing the Darius away to safety, but the team is still going to chase after them. Janna, nice W to knock them up, but Pantheon ultis to the backline, get the kill on the Janna. Darius is running for his life at this point, gonna use the plant, and I think he'll still die to them since he still does not have his dead man, so he's gonna be kind of slow. Pantheon jumping in, slowing, reducing his armor, even though Darius has like 200 armor, but because of the Black Cleaver it's gone down to 170. I'm back at it again, gonna try to aim for the Zaya. Twitch and Yasuo goes after the LeBlanc. I use my ulti killing the Amumu, and Zaya died to Lux, securing the kill at that point. Again, trying to just scare off the Janna. Gonna try to stay away from the tower range and just run around. And at this point, the game is pretty much over. I hope you guys enjoyed this video commentary. As another argument or thought about like why not to get sword boots instead of lucidity, Evelynn already has a great magic resistance reduction with her W reducing by 35%, and I was gonna get Liandry's Torment, which gives me more magic resistant reduction. And I just think that having more percentage cooldown, right now I have 30, and when I finish Liandry's, and I'll have one more slot for Zonya's, which will be a 45% cooldown reduction, making all my cooldown spells much lower and spammable at this point. If you have any other thoughts, do comment down below, and I'll hope to see you all next time. Goodbye.